War never ends. Peace is just the lull between battles.
Hey guys, I'm Eric Goldman, and I grew up in the San Fernando Valley, which means that these people are representing my home as best they know how. Guys, Ralph, Billy, Martin, Tanner, Sholo, Mary, thank you for joining us to talk about the amazing Cobra Kai.
Thanks for having us, man.
Very happy to have you here. This show is so great. We are going to talk about spoilers from the end of season 2, but you've seen season 2, right? You should make sure you've seen all of it, then watch this if you haven't. The ending of that season, they went pretty intense. What was your reaction even when you saw what was gonna happen in the final script and how it was all gonna play out?
Yeah, we knew they were gonna go in a direction that left things hanging and go and take a left-hand turn that nobody expected.
Yeah.
It was deeper and darker than I expected, even knowing it was coming when we read it all. Yeah. So it was pretty spectacular what they were able to pull off on our limited time and budget, and the amount of work and fight scenes that these guys did was incredible.
Martin, you made the appearance at the end of season 1, but fully joining the show in season 2, were you impressed by sort of the tonal shifts this show can take? Because it's very funny at times, and then it can get really intense. Were you kind of amazed how the writers were able to do that?
Well, they're so versatile, yeah. So, you can't predict what's going on. And I was never able to predict when they told me to write the character with a versatility that was interesting, and we were going to be able to go up and down with his emotions, other than just what he played in Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3. And that's exactly what they did.
One thing we did like, though, I think, is that when we were turning the pages on that 10-page fight, is that we weren't in it.
Yeah, we had a break.
So we knew that we didn't have all this choreography to learn. We were gonna be off the hook. We could come down with the coffee and watch these guys do it all.
That's right.
And there was a little relief in that, but it was heavy to read.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys, Tanner, Sholo, and Mary, you were involved in that fight. So what was that like? I know your showrunners have talked about it, because you did have a limited time and budget, but you pulled off something very big. What was it like to actually film that?
It was so rewarding seeing it on the final product, because there's a lot that went into it, and it's not just us, it's the cameramen, the stunt coordinators, everyone has to work perfectly like a big, nice, well-oiled machine. And I think, the thing that always comes up is the oneer, this 80-something second, 83 second shot. And I think it just goes to show just how much love everyone puts into this show, and I think it turned out well.
I had never done a fight sequence before, so I will say the whole patting myself on the back, seeing it done, it was more of holy crap, that's what we were shooting the whole time?
And then for you, Tanner, your character, he commits an act that will have some people actually they won't, they're all pretty horrified, I think. But what did you think when you saw that? Miguel got it.
Accident. It was an accident. That's the one thing that I went to the writers right away, because I was like, but Robbie's still a good guy. This has to be an accident, because, Robbie's done so much growing. I just didn't want it to be thrown on him. It was he's just this bad guy, because he's really not. He's such a good guy. He would never intentionally kick anybody off of a balcony. At least he wouldn't admit it.
Right.
But, it was very, very surprising. I think it left great cliffhangers to keep people interested for season 3.
Did?
But there's a lot of cleaning up to do.
Well, that's what's interesting about how it ends, especially for your characters, because I think if you polled fans and said, what do you want to see most for Daniel and Johnny at this point, they'd say, well, I want a full rematch, full fight. But they'd also say they want you to be friends, which doesn't quite match. Do you think that push-pull that's the fascinating thing? It's wow, they could be both the best of friends and obviously have been the worst of enemies?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. It's been set up in the writing, and that's what makes the show so complex, as we mentioned before. Those gray areas and the different but same elements that how similar Johnny and Daniel could be. They both have grown up without dads for the most part. They had senseis. They got into martial arts. One was dark, one was light, and so it. It feeds the enjoyment of watching these characters in each other's faces is equaled only by when they do get along, but they're such a distinct odd couple. I think, you know, they both had good intentions in season 2, and then everything the floor fell out for both of them.
Right.
So I look forward to those stakes and what we have moving forward, and where that could land.
I agree, totally agree. I mean, there's always something bubbling under the surface between them. They're kind of, you know, that's why that fight, it happens so easy when he kicks the door in, you know. They could try, but there's so much they're both dealing with in their lives, trying to sort this out, although they're working through in their adult life, and the two of them, you know, it's like, it's just a matter of time before something's going to set off.
Karate Kid's 35th anniversary. I'm curious for you guys who, you know, joined this franchise. What has it been like for you to sort of see, you know, I mean, the power of this franchise at this point, how important it is for people? It's been kind of amazing to become part of it.
I feel like it's such great things, like basically what you're saying, to Josh, John, and Hayden, our writer, producer, creators, who loved this thing, loved the original franchise. Like, you know, that was their... It might have been Twilight for me, but it was the Karate Kid for them, and that was their baby, that was their thing. They attached to it, they quote it nonstop. They have these insane references you would never be able to pick out if you'd seen it once or twice. Like, they're just, it's their baby, they love it so much, and so they respect so much what they're having a part of, and so they make us want to respect it so much. They make everybody who's doing it, like, I've never for once felt like, oh no, like I hope I don't upset a fan, because like I just trust so much that like what they're creating is meant for the fans, and it's made to appease those people, and it's made to also bring in a whole new audience to be new fans.
And then for you guys up front, it's obviously you long since understood that this thing had this staying power and importance to people, but has it been kind of amazing, you know, 35th anniversary, no matter what, people would be excited 35th anniversary Karate Kid, but that you also are getting to do this new content and that it's so well received playing these characters.
Yeah, I mean, it is beyond our expectations, the embrace. I mean, I think we all felt the base was out there, you know. It's just, you know, and alluding to what I think Tanner was mentioning, and Sholo was mentioning, actually, the low expectations before season 1 worked very well for us.
Sure.
You know, very well, because all of a sudden it's now, okay, this is how you do it. You know, what John, Josh, and Hayden have done is created the how-to book with taking a storied franchise and then finding the gray areas within the black and white of what that original was, and then diving deep into the depths of all these characters so they're fully realized, and like Billy says, like life, you know, and then still have the heightened reality for the sake of entertainment as well.
What about for you coming back and getting to obviously portray a lot of different sides to this character?
I mean, I've lived with 35 years of I hate you, or I love to hate you, or you're such an a-hole, and you know, so you know, there's a moment of redemption at the end of the movie. So it's nice, you know, that people can empathize with the character. I think he's safe to empathize with because you know he's in the bottle, he eats bologna and drinks beer. You know,
Sure.
You know, so it's a cool coming back into the skin of him. He's still at the core the same guy, but it's 35 years of life, and it's kind of like real life, you know. The movie was then, and this is now, and this is me now, and this is Johnny now, and so it's this harmonious, incredible thing that's happened with the show, and yeah, to have a movie that was 35 years, you know, being celebrated 35 years later, and have a show that's current and relevant, it's a rarity, and I'm very thankful for it. Yeah.